Talk-1. Dopo and the qualities of aspirants. One can certainly reach God through devotion to the self. This is the meaning of the scriptural book, Dopo. Dopo tells us what one achieves by listening to and studying spiritual discourse, as well as how to practice devotion. It has been explained there how man becomes God after having developed detachment from the gross physical body, the mind, and the ego through spiritual knowledge. To be one with God is called single-pointed devotion. Devotion through oneness and non-differentiation. The following topics have been explained there. That is, pure knowledge, Atman, the Master's teachings, the means to achieve liberation through oneness after understanding, and the answer to who am I, as well as the means to achieve godliness after having understood one's self-nature. The answers to common queries such as who is God, who is a devotee, when does the self become an individual, and when does it become God, are also found there. The way to realize absolute reality, Para-Brahman, how people of different sects and opinions, in fact, all worship the same one God, although through various ways, and the method of worshiping the absolute reality of pure consciousness. All of these topics have been authoritatively discussed there. Dopo also discusses its target readers and listeners, the people for whom the spiritual exposition is intended, its contents, the indication of true wisdom, and what the primal illusion, the Mula Maya, is, and how we are separate from it, and the nature of the 5 elements. All of this has been explained in the Dopo, which also explains who the actual doer is. Dopo dispels all doubts and resolves all problems related to this worldly life and spiritual life. The main topics of other related scriptures have been also carefully considered. One who understands Dopo certainly reaches the absolute reality, also known as the thoughtless reality, or Para-Brahman. This is my direct experience. Additionally, through an exposition of Upanishadic and Vedic thought, the Dopo describes the means to become God and emphasizes that the objective of all the schools of learning and of all the holy scriptures is to gain self-knowledge. So to properly study Dopo, aspirants must have the following qualities. They must have auspicious aspiration for one's own well-being, and one must first have a strong desire for liberation. This is the primary requisite required for true spiritual knowledge. Secondly, they should have thoughtfulness and discrimination, that is, vichara and viveka. Motivated by the auspicious aspiration, one must think about self-knowledge. For this, one must ceaselessly discriminate between the self and non-self. The desire for liberation is itself the precursor to right thinking or discrimination. Next, there is practice, constant practice, that is guided by and through self-inquiry and discrimination. There must also be a detachment, the absence of any attachment of any kind. And this means not getting involved with anything objective and to abide in one's own self. One who has the strong desire for his own well-being acquires self-knowledge sooner or later. Attaining what is best means to avoid birth and death. To walk with one's feet means to follow what the master, the guru, has prescribed. While to walk with one's head means to argue or speculate. When you have the above qualities, the guru leaves you on the 6th rung of the ladder. For in Indian philosophy, there are 7 stages to absolute reality. And if all of the requirements just listed are met, the guru takes the disciple to the last stage. After this, the guru imparts the knowledge of absolute reality, which must be directly experienced by the aspirant for oneself. You have been able to eat all kinds of fruits from all kinds of trees, but you cannot eat the fruit of this tree, which is only found in the form of the human being. Very rare is the one who tastes this fruit. This fruit is called the Nectar of Knowledge, or the fruit of liberation. Man alone has the ability to discriminate between the real and unreal. And if he earnestly tries to understand his true nature, he realizes that he is one with God. To attain this knowledge is to fulfill one's duty. The human body is a wish-fulfilling tree. If you ask for knowledge, jnana, it gives knowledge. If you ask for liberation, it gives liberation, which means living as God even while in human form.